man. So I'm at your net with an update on the Derrick Groves situation. The 10th person to be found, the last person to be found after the Orleans prison escape. And it's a lot of narratives going on. I told y'all before, I got an inside scoop of what's the truth when it comes to things, and we're gonna clear up some things and also talk about the latest as far as what's going on with him. Right now, I can tell you that he has been dropped off to Louisiana State Police, and that's after he requested to return to home. And I can tell you right now, I got a great idea as far as why he wanted to return to home, because no lie, he was being held at Rice Street Jail in Atlanta. First night, they threw shit on that boy. They threw shit on him. Now, I know y'all may have heard about people in Chicago talking about the Glock dookies, where they load up some shit with the goddamn semen, shaving cream, feces, and piss, and they shoot at people. I don't know if he got hit with a Glock dookie, but they threw shit at the man, all right? So I'm sure he wanted to take his ass back to New Orleans to people that he know, because from what I'm hearing, Rice Street don't care about nobody. Shit crazy, all right? So we're gonna get to him asking to go back home when granted the possibility, being asked by the judge as far as what he want to do when it comes to the extradition. But there has been a narrative out there about him when it comes to a girlfriend turning him in. Now, from what I've been told, there's no specific girlfriend that turned him in after an argument. People saying that he was staying with a girlfriend, they had an argument, and then she turned him in after the argument. That's not what happened. From what I'm hearing, there was a CI, a confidential informant, that tipped them off for that bread. And they've been watching him for some days. They've been watching him for some days. People are talking about this girl right here who may have been his girlfriend back in New Orleans. And she helped him get out of prison. And she was arrested for that shit. But people are saying that she also helped or possibly helped. And then after argument with her, she tipped him off. That's not true. That's not what's going on, all right? So a CI snitched on him for that bread, but this was him when they asked him where he wanted to go.
Let me just ask though, do you have any questions about your extradition rights? No. And do you want to challenge extradition, or do you want to return to Louisiana?
I want to return where I'm from.
You want to go back to Louisiana?
Yeah.
Okay. So I do find you freely, voluntarily, and knowingly are waiving your extradition rights. I'm going to sign the paperwork, and that's all we're going to do here today. Thank you, sir.
All right, so once again, I told y'all as of now, he is in Louisiana State Police custody. And I'm pretty sure a point of that shit is that boy allegedly getting shit thrown on him his first night in the Atlanta Rice Street Jail. Now, they did obtain footage of where he was staying. Very interesting. Let's tap in and see what's going on.
Fox 8 takes you inside the Atlanta home where police found Derrick Groves with exclusive video of the crawl space police say he was hiding in. Groves' arrest yesterday ended a nearly 5-month manhunt for the last of the 10 inmates who escaped the Orleans jail. Good evening, I'm John Snell.
And I'm Liz Reyes. Gabby Killett is live in Atlanta with a look inside the house and what Groves said today in court.
I got a first-hand look of this hole that Derrick Groves, the Orleans Parish jail escapee, the last one to return to custody 10 out of 10, was hiding in when Atlanta SWAT, U.S. Marshals came yesterday to arrest him at this home on Honeysuckle Lane in southwest Atlanta, Georgia. Now, in the home was drug paraphernalia, a bullet, children's shoes, wigs, clothing, buckets and tinctures labeled with the names of flavors in that crawl space was right around a basement apartment almost, where there was a refrigerator and a bed that was propped up, that had been propped up as far as that search. Now, authorities did track Derrick Groves to this home on Honeysuckle Lane nearly 5 months after authorities say the 4-time convicted killer climbed through a hole behind a jailhouse toilet and scaled a fence to escape from the Orleans Justice Center. Now, Derrick Groves was in court. He waived his extradition this morning. He said that he was ready to go home.
As well, you also have the right to remain silent. So let me just ask, though, do you have any questions about your extradition rights? No. And do you want to challenge extradition, or do you want to return to Louisiana?
I want to return where I'm from.
And the home's owner on Honeysuckle Lane, Richard McQueen, did let us inside to see this hole that Derrick Groves was hiding in. And most of the home's entrances here in Southwest Atlanta had been breached, and the home itself really completely trashed. Now, McQueen did tell us the tenant that was renting from him was a young woman. He said he wasn't sure when exactly she started renting the property because he had been out of town.
They paid rent. I treat them as a regular customer, as a regular occupant. I don't know nothing about their background. All I know is that they look like, where you get this kind of money from? It was just, they struck me kind of strange.
I read about it and saw it on TV, but that was New Orleans, not across the street.
And investigators did say Wednesday night that they believed other people were staying in this home with Groves, and that they said they would face charges if they find that they aided and abetted him in this escape. Now, Mrs. Clements, we spoke with, has lived on this street for 55 years. She says there was suspicious activity at the house where they found Groves, and that she first noticed it a couple of months ago. She says that when U.S. Marshals and Atlanta SWAT teams brought him back into custody on Wednesday, it was a spectacle. They told her to go back inside when she had gone to her curb to try to get her newspaper. Again, in court Thursday morning, Derrick Groves says he waives his extradition, and a judge does tell him that means that Louisiana authorities will be in Atlanta. They have 15 days to pick him up. He can be held for up to 30 days. But for now, we will have live updates as they become available. Reporting live in Atlanta, Gabby Killett, Fox 8, Local First.
All right, so like I told y'all, hold on, let me get back to this screen up here. As I told y'all, this story about a girlfriend, I'm not hearing that's true at all. I'm hearing about a CI, and a CI sounds like, based on conversations, it's a guy. And y'all heard him saying multiple people were staying in a residence with him. Multiple people. Someone wanted that bread. All right? Someone wanted that bread that they have. That they tipped them off, and they were watching for days. They were watching for days and looking for the time to strike. All right? Now some more footage of the place.
All this, they left a note saying that they got the evidence, so all this stuff here was...
You got a busted up house.
I got a busted house. Not here.
This is where Derrick Groves, an Orleans Parish jail escapee who was on the run for nearly 5 months, was found. Looks like a chair was set up for him to climb inside of a crawl space. Tear gas is burning our noses. Drug paraphernalia all around. The space is trashed. This is where Derrick Groves was found, in the basement of this house on Honeysuckle Lane in Southwest Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, we are inside the home where police found Derrick Groves holed up here, that convicted murderer who escaped from New Orleans prisons, that is. Look at how much damage there is to this home. And everywhere I looked here, there is all these bubblegum wrappers and candy wrappers and all kinds of stuff. It's just weird. This one is called Etouffee Blunt Trauma. Interesting what was going on here, but there is damage all over this home. But if you go downstairs, let me take a walk downstairs here. And this is where police found Groves hiding out here in a crawl space. I mean, this area is just a mess as well, but they found him in the crawl space right here.
Remember I told y'all that they sent a dog in there for that boy. And they said the dog had fun in there.
He was hiding out. I don't know how he managed to stay here, because they threw those gas canisters in. This is one of those gas canisters. And we're even having trouble in here right now. This is 2 days later. We're still smelling that gas, and I had to step outside to clear my throat and stop coughing. But this house is a complete mess. The owner says he needs help getting it cleaned up. He hasn't heard from police about repairing all the damage to his home. I'm starting to feel that gas again, so it's not that simple. But once again, this is where they knocked out that front window, knocked out that front door, and over in the garage area, that ram came and knocked out the garage. Just a complete mess. The homeowner says, why him? Why him? He said if he had no luck, he'd have bad luck or he'd have no luck. But anyway, this is the home.
Hell no, man. Hell no.
I don't know what was going. I don't know. I'm like you, speechless.
Richard McQueen was speechless after he arrived at the home he rents out on Honeysuckle Lane and found SWAT officers left it severely damaged. I had to tell McQueen police damaged it trying to get an escaped double murderer out of the home.
They was quiet when I went. I was just getting the rent.
He says his daughter collected the rent and he had no idea who was living here. Police say they got a tip 28-year-old Derrick Groves was in the home. They tried to get him to come out, but he refused.
We deployed a number of canisters of gas to help move him throughout the house, which he moved to the basement of the house. Soon after, Clayton County K-9 was deployed in the crawl space of the location and found him in that crawl space.
I recorded this video of officers bringing out a handcuffed Groves. As they led him away in a patrol car, he screamed something to our camera. And neighbors say officers used some sort of battering ram to puncture holes in this home in an effort to get Groves to come out. McQueen is very concerned about who's going to pay for all this damage. He kept looking at the damage and seemed just stunned that out of all the houses Groves could have been found in, it had to be one that he rents. Police say they learned that Groves was here after they got a tip from New Orleans.
All right, so far, everything that my source is telling me, it's checking out. They saying on the news after I told y'all about it. I told y'all about the K9 yesterday before they told y'all. So yeah, he had to go to Grady Hospital after get his ass towed up. They said the K9 had fun and they're going in that crawl space. You heard dude say what he had to say about the K9. And once again, when he was being held in Rice Street Jail, they threw shit on him. He wanted to take his ass home. He didn't want to wait for the extradition. He said, take me back home to niggas, well, people I know. Where I'm from, take me back. But yeah, man, that's what's going on in the situation. Once again, that story about the girlfriend, all that shit. The girlfriend, it's not true. It's a CI that ratted on him for the bread. That's what's going on with that right there. But hey, man, y'all let me know what you got to say in the comment section below. Me, I'm gonna go ahead and get about it here though. This is another update with Stacy. Yo.